Copra is the dried meat, or dried kernel, of the coconut used to extract coconut oil. The earliest evidence of the extracting and use of coconut oil from copra is in early Tamil literature from the 1st century AD. The word originated from the Malayalam word Koppara. Coconut oil is extracted from it, and this has made copra an important agricultural commodity for many coconut-producing countries. It also yields coconut cake, which is mainly used as feed for livestock. Production: copra has traditionally been grated and ground, then boiled in water to extract coconut oil. It was used by Pacific Island cultures and became a valuable commercial product for merchants in the South Seas and South Asia in the 1860s. This 19th-century copra trading inspired Robert Louis Stevenson's 1893 novella The Beach of Faleza, based on his experiences in Samoa. Nowadays, the process of coconut oil extraction is done by crushing copra to produce coconut oil. The byproduct is known as copra cake or copra meal. Once the oil is extracted, the remaining coconut cake is 18 to 25% protein but contains so much dietary fiber it cannot be eaten in large quantities by humans. Instead, it is normally fed to ruminants. Making copra removing the shell, breaking it up, drying is usually done where the coconut palms grow. Copra can be made by smoke drying, sun drying, or kiln drying. Sun drying requires little more than racks and sufficient sunlight. Halved nuts are drained of water, and left with the meat facing the sky. They can be washed to remove mold creating contaminants. After 2 days the meat can be removed from the shell with ease, and the drying process is complete after 3 to 5 more days. Sun drying is often combined with kiln drying. 8 hours of exposure to sunlight means the time spent in a kiln can be reduced by a day, and the hot air the shells are exposed to in the kiln is more easily able to remove the remaining moisture. This process can also be reversed, partially drying the copra in the kiln and finishing the process with sunlight. There are advantages and disadvantages in both. Starting with sun drying requires careful inspection to avoid contamination with mold, while starting with kiln drying can harden the meat and prevent it from drying out completely in the sun. In India, small but whole coconuts can be dried over the course of 8 months to a year, and the meat inside removed and sold as a whole ball. Meat prepared in this fashion is sweet, soft, oily and is cream-colored instead of being white. Coconut meat can be dried using direct heat and smoke from a fire, using simple racks to suspend the coconut over the fire. The smoke residue can help preserve the half-dried meat, but the process overall suffers from unpredictable results and the risk of fires. While there are some large plantations with integrated operations, copra remains primarily a smallholder crop. The major producing country is the Philippines. It is also a major exporter. In former years, copra was collected by traders going from island to island and port to port in the Pacific Ocean, but South Pacific production is now much diminished, with the exception of Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. Copra production begins on coconut plantations. Coconut trees are generally spaced 9 m apart, allowing a density of 100 to 160 coconut trees per hectare. A standard tree bears around 50 to 80 nuts a year, and average earnings in Vanuatu were 20 cents per kg, so a farmer could earn approximately $120 to $320 yearly for each planted hectare. Copra has since more than doubled in price, and was last quoted at $540 per ton in the Philippines on a CIF Rotterdam basis by the Financial Times on November 9, 2012. In India, Tiptur in Tumkur district in Karnataka state is notable for its copra. Copra produced here are naturally dried under the shade for 9 to 12 months. The largest source of copra is from the Philippines, where the value of annual production exceeds $80 million. A very large number of small farmers and tree owners produce copra, which is a vital part of their income. Unfortunately, in the Philippines, copra is highly susceptible to the growth of aflatoxins, if not dried properly. Aflatoxins can be highly toxic, and are among the most potent known natural carcinogens, particularly affecting the liver. Aflatoxins in copra cake, fed to animals, can be passed on in milk or meat, leading to human illnesses. In the Philippines, Koppara is collected as dried cups, which are shipped in large burlap bags. At the shipping point, the Koppara is sampled by driving a small metal tube into the bag at several points, thus perforating the cups and collecting small amounts of Koppara within the tubes. Those samples are measured for aflatoxin contamination. If within standards, the bag is shipped. This method leaves the risk that many cups are missed by the random sampling and seriously contaminated Koppara might be missed. Because so many small producers are involved, it is impractical to monitor all the farms and drying sites. The Philippines government continues to work on developing methods for the testing, safety, and minimization of aflatoxins. Animal feed: Koppara meal is used as fodder for horses and cattle. Its high oil and protein levels are fattening for stock. The protein in Koppara meal has been heat-treated and provides a source of high-quality protein for cattle, sheep and deer, because it does not break down in the rumen. Coconut oil can be extracted using either mechanical expellers or solvents. Mechanically expelled Koppara meal is of higher feeding value, because it contains typically 8 to 12% oil, whereas the solvent-extracted Koppara meal contains only 2 to 4% oil. Premium quality Koppara meal can also contain 20 to 22% crude protein, and